Please be seated. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for joining us today for the commencement ceremony of the Austin Fire Department's 130th Cadet class. I'm Battalion Chief Ty Prang, and I had the opportunity to supervise our training academy while these cadets were there. I will be your master of ceremonies for today. On October 26th, these men and women came together from a variety of communities and backgrounds to undergo the intense training required to be an Austin firefighter. 28 weeks later, the individuals you are about to meet have succeeded in their goal. They have met our rigorous physical, ethical, and mental standards and will now have the privilege and opportunity and responsibility of serving as an Austin firefighter. Would you please rise for the presentation of the colors by the Austin Fire Department's Honor Guard, the Star-Spangled Banner sung by Austin Fire Department Fire Specialist Amanda Bennett, and the Invocation.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
I will now ask Austin Fire Department Chaplain Andrew Fox to deliver this morning's invocation.
The Lord bless you and keep you. Help me turn this microphone on. you, Chief. The Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face shine upon you and lift his countenance upon you. If you would like to, would you bow your heads as we pray? Gracious Heavenly Father, we give you thanks for this day of accomplishment and achievement. And we seek your grace and blessing on behalf of these cadets, that their career may unfold before them in honor of the city, in honor of the badge, in honor of their friends, their family, and for the cause of the fire department. We give you thanks for this moment, and we truly ask that you would bless these cadets. Through Jesus Christ our Lord, amen.
Ladies and gentlemen, the commencement ceremony for the 130th cadet class is officially in session. Please be seated. On behalf of the Austin Fire Department and Fire Chief Joel G. Baker, I would like to thank you for joining us today for this very special occasion. I would also like to extend a special thanks to the Great Hills Baptist Church and their staff for the use of this facility and their support of our ceremony. Today is a celebration of hard work, dedication, and achievements of the men and women seated here with you. They have gone through and succeeded in completing the most intense and rigorous fire training academy in the nation. Today is also a time to acknowledge the family members and friends who have provided the care and support that have been critical to making these cadets' dreams of becoming an Austin firefighter a reality. This is your day, too. At this time, I would like to recognize the members of our executive team. Please hold your applause until they're all introduced. Fire Chief Joel G. Baker. Chief of Staff Rob Vyers. Assistant Chief Richard Davis. Assistant Chief Andre De La Reza. Assistant Chief Jeffrey Kennedy. Assistant Director Dr. Ronell Paulson. Division Chief Andrew Britcher. Division Chief Tony Hayden. Division Chief Andre Jordan. Division Chief Tom Vokey. Compliance Program Manager Jennifer Heatley. Public Information and Marketing Manager Michelle Tanzola. IF Local 975 President Bob Nix. I would also like to introduce some very special guests who have joined us today as well. Mayor Pro Tem Natasha Harper Madison, Councilmember Mackenzie Kelly, Councilmember Paige Ellis, our boss, Assistant City Manager over Safety Ray Ariano, Deputy Medical Director Dr. Jason Pickett. And I'd also like to take the time to recognize all the other fire service and public safety personnel in attendance, if you can please stand. We appreciate your attendance to demonstrate your support for these men and women as we welcome them into the Austin Fire Department. Now I'd like to ask our Assistant Chief Richard Davis to say a few words about our team leaders for Cadet Class 130. Chief?
Thank you, Chief Prang. It is my pleasure to recognize our team leaders. Through their efforts, they've ensured these firefighters are ready to become members of the Austin Fire Department. The team leaders are operational firefighters who volunteer to be mentors for the cadet class and are assigned to the training division for the entire 28-week period. They spend countless hours ensuring that these cadets meet the rigorous standards of the Austin Fire Department. Without their support and dedication, it is unlikely that all of these cadets here today would have successfully completed the academy. Will you please join me on the stage for a special presentation as I call your name? Fire Specialist Carmen Kester. Firefighter Anthony Garcia. Firefighter Ryan New. Firefighter Vanessa Schaefer. As a small token of our appreciation for your commitment to this class and to the mission of deeds, not words, for the entire training division, it is my pleasure to present you with this plaque in recognition of your service. Thanks to all your team leaders and the training staff for demonstrating how the mission goes beyond the name.
Thank you, Chief Davis. Now I'd like to ask Lieutenant Troy Etheridge and Captain Elizabeth Donaldson to come forward and present the awards for Cadet Class 130.
The Hammer Award is voted on by the team leaders. The winner exhibits outstanding effort and dedication to the job, performing at his or her highest level at all times. The winner of the Hammer Award for Cadet Class 130 is Cadet Juan Manuel Jaimes Hernandez. Congratulations, Cadet Jaimes Hernandez. The Most Physically Fit Award is comprised of two related concepts: general fitness, a state of health and well-being, and specific fitness, a task-oriented definition based on the ability to perform specific aspects of the occupation. The winner of the Most Physically Fit Award for Cadet Class 130 is Cadet Jacob Lopez. Congratulations, Cadet Lopez. Best All-Around Cadet. The best all-around cadet is chosen by their peers as the cadet who best exemplifies a combination of the skills and qualities that are most important to our training program. Those include leadership, integrity, professionalism, initiative, hard work, dependability, and overall performance excellence. Before I announce the winner, I'd like to invite our Fire Chief, Joel G. Baker, to the stage for a special presentation. Chief Baker.
I look real good out there. Let's give a round of applause to the family who made this trip as well. Thank you, family. I want to say that if you gave a retiring firefighters the opportunity to take one piece of equipment with them when they left their department, they would choose their helmet. People wear helmets every day for a variety of reasons. Construction workers, motorcycle riders, football and baseball players, let's go on and on and on. They all share a very similar type of helmet. But none of these remotely resemble the fire helmet. It is the universal symbol of the fire service. Those worn by the earliest American firefighter were indeed made of leather, but their similarity with the traditional helmets end there. The first firefighter helmet was a stovepipe-type helmet used until 1836, when a New York City firefighter by the name of Henry Gradicap changed the whole design. A hat maker by trade, he invented what we know today as the traditional fire helmet. It was snapped up by firefighters as soon as it hit the market. It became common to judge those who didn't wear a Gradicap as simply not doing their job. Since that time, changes and innovation to the original design have been rather minor. Manufacturers have tried aluminum, plastic, and even rubber. But if you ask a firefighter what kind of helmet they prefer, their answer will most likely all be the same: leather. As a symbol of that commitment to doing the job, the winner of today's Best All-Around Award will take home this most treasured of trophies, a leather helmet. Lieutenant Eldridge, will you please do the honor?
Thank you, Chief. The winner of the Best All-Around Award for Cadet Class 130 is Cadet Kyle Taylor. Congratulations, Cadet Taylor. Now I'd like to announce the Valedictorian for Cadet Class 130. This award is given to the cadet with the highest overall grade point average based on both the EMT and fire exams. The Valedictorian for Cadet Class 130 is Cadet Ben Stauffer.
I'd like to start by first thanking the entire executive staff, Chief Prang, Captain Donaldson, Lieutenant Etheridge, T.L. Kester, T.L. Garcia, T.L. Schaefer, T.L. New, Coach Sebastian, Coach Hillary, and all the instructors that took the time to come down to the academy and teach our class. We would not be here today without you. I would also like to extend a special thanks on behalf of Class 130 to all the family and friends in our lives that have allowed us to take a step back and put our relationships and responsibilities on hold to focus on the academy. Without your support, we would not be here today. Class 130, 28 weeks ago, we were strangers. Over that period of time, we have become like a family. We have made memories that will last us a lifetime. Like when I forgot my pert pack at home and just barely made it back in time, or Lopez and his 4 insoles. When Enter got himself physically stuck in the funhouse to the point the instructors literally had to yank him out, and how Trollander is convinced he could take on a wolf, but is terrified of tiny reptiles. Ball has a serious caffeine addiction, and at this point, does anyone know how to spell Carmichael's name? And what about Borghetti's bubble guts while we were doing towers? The day Hope gave himself a field promotion, and obviously Taylor missed his calling as a professional mime. The subtle way Math has always alerted the class to the presence of a TL, and how Reader looks like he should be a captain. Jaimes has a perfect sense of timing subtle yet hilarious comments, and who could forget how Smith wore his knee pads so often he literally wore them in every room on campus. We have definitely learned a lot about each other. And how about our TLs? Like TL Garcia's ability to be intense yet supportive at the same time, like that one interaction early in the academy. Where's your water bottle? I lost it in the chaos, sir. chaos. This is a learning environment. Or T.L. Schaefer and how she was the first to joke around with us. It was subtle and not always 100% clear it was meant as a joke, but you delivered it in a way that got the message across while lightening the mood. A fine line to walk, and you did it well. I've also never met anyone who could let you know that you had screwed up as quickly as T.L. Kester. Even with your face covered, when your eyes got as big as dinner plates, we knew we had made a mistake and pain was coming. And T.L. knew single-handedly fought 4 of us at once during a hazmat evolution. For someone as reserved as you can definitely squabble. Some memories weren't so much fun when they happened. We all had our turn getting reprimanded by the TLs, and we all learned something from each of those mistakes. From the very first moment on the very first day, when T.L. Kester and T.L. Garcia came screeching up in their golf cart while we stood in front of our vehicles, you all made it abundantly clear that you had expectations for us, and we needed to meet them, or we would never be members of the Austin Fire Department. You pushed us all day, every day. Coach Sebastian and Coach Hillary pushed us to eat it up every time we had PT. You all expected us to put forth our best effort at all times, and when you felt that we weren't performing or pushing to the level required, you smoked us for it. We did 16 towers in a single day, and we did 50 towers in a single week. This is a job where the public expects our best, they deserve our best, and you all accepted nothing less, and we are better because of it. Class 130, we have only made it through the very beginning of our career. From this point forward, we won't have TLs holding the line for us. We will need to hold the line ourselves. I want to challenge each one of you to work to be a slightly better version of yourself than you were the day before for the rest of your career. Be honest with yourself about your weaknesses and strive to get better. I know that you will all be assets to this department. Keep up the grind and ops, and always remember our class motto, service over self. Thank you.
Thank you, Lieutenant Etheridge, and congratulations to all. It's now my great pleasure to welcome to the stage our distinguished speaker for this morning, Dr. Jason Pickett, who currently serves as the EMS Deputy Medical Director for the City of Austin and Travis County, and is an assistant professor in the Department of Emergency Medicine at Wright State University in Dayton, Ohio. Dr. Pickett is the Tactical EMS Co-Chair for the Special Operations Medicine Scientific Assembly, and is a member of the Guidelines and Practice Committee for the National Association of EMS Physicians. He is also a member of the Guidelines Committee for the Committee on Tactical Emergency Casualty Care. Dr. Pickett is board certified in emergency medicine and subspecialty board certified in emergency medical services. Prior to his position in Austin, Dr. Pickett served as the director of the Center for Pre-Hospital and Operational Medicine at Wright State University. He has served as medical director for several fire departments and SWAT teams, and is currently a lieutenant colonel in the West Virginia Army National Guard as a battalion surgeon in the Special Operations Unit. Please welcome Dr. Jason Pickett.
Good morning, everyone. You know, after seeing the colors up here and hearing that rendition of the national anthem, I think that was motivating as hell. Like, I don't know if you felt it, but I felt chills. Like, dude, give me that axe. I want to go fight fire. Let's go. So, I don't get to fight fire. I don't get to run burning buildings. And I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful that you're here for that purpose. And I want to thank the Austin Fire Department for welcoming me here, for asking me to come and speak before you. This is a real privilege for me to be here. To the Academy staff, to your cadre, I want to say that you're very bold to give not only a physician, but a drama major, a microphone, and an audience. Y'all settle in because we're going to be here for a while, okay? What a great-looking bunch of people you are. You are exactly what we have come to expect from months of government training. Let's see, thank people for inviting me. Tell a small joke, gratuitously flatter the audience. Good, got those out of the way, right along. So someone told me when I finished residency, I'd done medical school, finished my emergency medicine residency, they said, "You know just enough to be dangerous." I said, "I know plenty enough to be dangerous." They said, "No, seriously, you're going to kill somebody. You need to learn some more." It's like, "Read more, please, right now." And I realized then that my education had just begun. And that's where you are right now. Now, along the way, I've learned some truths, and these truths adapted for the fire service are as follows. That humans are more important than hardware. That quality is better than quantity. That firefighters cannot be mass-produced. And competent firefighters cannot be created after an emergency occurs. Now, you've joined public service at an auspicious and very trying time. Between a pandemic and civil unrest and financial instability, you are diving headlong into a whirlwind of troubles. And herein begins your journey. And I know it's exciting. You report to your new stations, you meet your fellow firefighters, your command staff, and they greet you. "Hey, welcome, we're glad to have you. Glad to have you here. Now, wash the entire engine inside and out, vacuum out the bunk room, and mop out the bay." And you're standing there like, this does not spark joy. And yet, there they are with you. And that lieutenant picks up a rag alongside you. And that captain grabs a mop. And why? Because they know that pride in your work, in your place of work, your equipment, in yourself, that's the start of professionalism. It compels adherence to excellence from you and from those who work around you by banishing half-assery. You walk into a station that's a wreck, and you know immediately the people who work there, they have that similar approach to their training, their fitness, and their readiness. And you know that's probably not somebody you want to go charging into a burning building with. You know what right looks like. You know how to make it happen, and you know it when you don't see it too. So when the lieutenant says, "Hey, full inventory on the truck." "Oh, come on, Lieutenant, I just did this last shift." "Yeah, cool story, bro. Full inventory." You know why? Because it ensures that everything you got is ready to go. I mean, that's a really basic thing. You take care of your gear, it's going to take care of you. But it also ensures that every time you go through it, you build unconscious knowledge of where everything is and how to make it ready to go. If you want to be in the game, you show up dressed to play. So, as you come into this fire service, I know we got fire all over everything. Fact is, 85% of what you do is medicine. So really, you're joining an EMS department that happens to put out a fire every once in a while. I'm sorry, I'm going to get lynched by chiefs. I understand that. I get it. But I'm going to give you now the two most powerful words that you're ever going to use in your entire career. Words that will open doors for you. Words that will elevate you in the esteem of those around you. Words that will get you promoted. Teach me. And I don't just mean your job, although you're going to have the opportunity to learn from the men and women who came before you, how to do that job well, how the tricks, the nuances, the pitfalls, the lessons learned through experience and pain. But also everyone around you. Learn something about everybody's job. How to troubleshoot the pumps. Talk to the community health paramedic. Observe how they build a rapport with someone who's experiencing homelessness and whose lived experience is so completely different from your own. The paramedic, find out how to start an IV, how to prep for intubation. Because when the time comes, those skills will be useful to you. You could shave minutes off of a life-saving procedure. The cops, ask them about what they look for when they're assessing a fluid and possibly dangerous situation, when they're approaching somebody who's being cagey with them and that may pose a threat to them. How do they approach that person? How do they look for those threats? And every day you're going to encounter something that you don't know much about. A disease you haven't heard of, a medication that you haven't seen before, a piece of seldom used equipment on a rescue truck. Every day, read up on that one thing. Just take a few minutes. Watch a YouTube video about how to use that equipment. Ask somebody, "Hey, Captain, can you teach me about nozzle forward?" Take something away. Now, before long, you're going to have an incredible fund of knowledge. Your instructors built that foundation, but now it's time for you to raise the walls. And the more you say, teach me, then the broader that skill set will be, the more tools you'll have in that toolbox. Because there will come a moment, probably several, where you're confronted with a situation that overwhelms you, that frightens you, that overtasks you, that makes you feel woefully unprepared. When that moment comes, just get started. Okay? I promise you, you're going to do well, because you've given an immense array of tools at your disposal, and you've been well prepared for that moment. Now, there's no one that cares more about you right now than your instructors. You think your wife or your husband does? They don't. They let you join the fire department, right? You think your parents do? Nope. Clearly they failed you. They let you jump into a job that looks pretty good on the surface. Like, wow, I got to work 2 days a week, and you're paid to sleep and eat and work out, and I'm in the gym all the time. It's fantastic. But what it really entails is doing things like running into burning buildings in really unstable situations, playing Frogger on the highway with drunk drivers while you're working a wreck, seeing things that you can't unsee, and having those moments when somebody else's life is literally in your hands. Now, your cadre know that they're sending you out into the world, that someone's life is depending upon that foundation that they've laid here, that your success in this job depends not only on the fundamental skills they have drilled into you, but your communication, your open-mindedness, your willingness to learn, your attitude. They love you more than anybody else does, because at the end of the day, they know any crack in that foundation comes with a body count, and they know that that life may be yours. Now, you look to your left and your right, and you say, is there anyone on this stage that you wouldn't crawl through fire with? I would say the answer is no. And for every class, the decades before you, they felt the same way about their classmates. And that's the fellowship that you have joined. That those are the kind of men and women that you will follow. And someday, men and women will follow you. Remember this moment, and remember what I say here. Nothing is more important than taking care of our people. Nothing is more important than taking care of your fellow firefighters. Now, it's easy for us to fall into tribes, right? You look at that patch on your shoulder, and it's easy for us to think of ourselves as, hey, we're firefighters. And as we fall into these tribes, then it's natural. We make fun of the cops, right? I mean, everybody does. It doesn't matter how many lives they save. Everybody seems to hate them. We don't know why. It's easy to make fun of the paramedics, right? Nerds. We look at that patch on our sleeve, it's hard to see us for what we are, which is part of a system. People call 911. They've got a problem. They need it solved. And it doesn't necessarily fall into this sort of narrow definition of who we are. If you say, hey, that's not my job, then you're in the wrong room right now, bud. So I guarantee you that when you're on that rescue task force and that cop is standing there with a rifle facing out between you and a hostile crowd, you have never been more glad to see anybody in your entire life. When you're standing over that critically injured patient and you're attending them, you look across and you see that medic you've worked alongside for years, that you would entrust to the care of your own family to them, then that medic is just as happy to see you. That cop who just rolled up on a disturbance call and found that he's doing CPR on someone's husband in their front yard, they could not possibly be more happy and more relieved when you arrive. We're together to solve the worst problems, the highest stakes, and it is essential that we cannot fail. Now I'm going to leave you with a few words from Stephen Pressfield, the author, from his book called The Profession. A warrior, once he reckons his calling and endures its initiation, seeks three things. First, a field of conflict. This sphere must be worthy. It must own honor. It must merit the blood he will donate to it. Second, a warrior seeks comrades, brothers in arms with whom he willingly undergoes the trial of death. Such men he recognizes at once and infallibly by signs others cannot know. Last, a warrior seeks a leader, A leader defines the cause for which the warrior offers sacrifice. Nor is this dumb obedience as of a beast or slave, but the knowing heart's pursuit of vision and significance. The greatest commanders never issue orders. Rather, they compel by their own acts and virtue the emulation of those they command. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my honor to welcome you to this community and to this profession. You make us proud.
Thank you, Dr. Pickett. And now the moment these men and women have been working for the last 28 weeks, the pinning of their Austin Fire Department badge and the oath of office. Members of the 130th Cadet class, in just a few moments, you will be officially sworn in as members of the Austin Fire Department and begin the next phase of your career. Our badge should always be worn with courage, respect, and a very deep humility. Your actions throughout the rest of your career will be a reflection on this badge and all of the other members of this great fire department, retired, active, and future. Wear it with pride, defend it with honor, and always see it for what it is, a symbol of the sacred trust between you and the community you have the privilege to serve. Cadets, please assemble. As I call out your name, please come to the stage with the person or persons you have selected to pin your badge. Forrest Ball, pinned by Father Houston Fire Department Engineer Operator Doug Ball. Jason Borghetti, pinned by Mother Melissa Borghetti. Paige Carmichael, pinned by sons Justin and Xander Carmichael. Derek Enter, penned by Austin Fire Department firefighter and team leader for Class 130, Anthony Garcia. Juan Manuel Jaimez Hernandez, penned by wife Jennifer Jaimez. Samuel Hope, penned by Father Austin Fire Department Lieutenant Stephen Hope. Jacob Lopez, penned by girlfriend Kate Jones. Robert Mathis, penned by girlfriend Brittany Rathmel. Eric Reeder, penned by fiancee Denise Starkey. Johnny Smith, penned by wife Catherine Smith. Ben Stoffer, penned by wife Vanessa Stoffer. Kyle Taylor, penned by girlfriend Hannah Collins. Carson Trollender, penned by Austin Fire Department Battalion Chief Greg Pope. Let's go ahead and give all the cadets another round of applause. Chief Baker will now administer the oath of office.
Cadets, please stand and raise your right hand. On your honor, will you be loyal to the fire service, the Austin Fire Department, your community, and your family? I will. Will you commit to upholding the highest standards of integrity and character? Will you have the courage to hold yourself and others accountable and responsible for health, safety, training, fitness, and leadership? I will. Will you display the courage to be safe? I will. Will you uphold the laws, rules, and regulations of the Austin Fire Department, the City of Austin, and the community you serve? On behalf of more than 1,200 men and women of the Austin Fire Department, congratulations.
Probies, please be seated. Thank you again to all the family and friends whose support and encouragement have made this journey possible for these cadets. At this time, I'd like to introduce Mayor Pro Tem Natasha Harper Madison up to the stage for a few words to represent the City of Austin.
Good morning, everybody, and congratulations, Class 130. Y'all know my son, Caleb Madison. He went through this journey with you, and so I know firsthand just how difficult it was, and I'm really proud to see you standing on this side. I wasn't planning to speak this morning, but when Chief Baker asked me to, I said yes, because sometimes you just do it anyway. Whether you're ready or not, you just do it anyway. And so I think that's a really apt metaphor for the job you're walking into. Having been married to a firefighter for going on 18 years, I can say in my Okay, I was going to say unbiased opinion, but that's not honest, and I'm in a church, and so I take it back. I am, in fact, biased, and firefighters are really some of my favorite people. So it's my honor to recognize that as a city, you know, the mayor, myself, my colleagues that sit on the council, we truly do see our public service as our top priority in this city. And so it's truly my honor to watch a new class come in and know and recognize that when people pick up that phone and the operator on the other end says, who do you need, police, fire, or EMS? To know that we are steadily building that pipeline of folks who are going to be able to do this job well, do it with integrity, do it with honor, and do it because you're dedicated to service. The one thing that I will say that I've learned along the way in watching this is if you didn't already gain thick skin throughout the course of your training, do it fast, because when you get to the station and the worms start, you better not be easily offended, and I'll leave you with that. Thank you, everybody, for being here to support these folks, the friends, the family that went through this with y'all. Nobody does this alone. Your friends, your family, your supporters, the people who, you know, stood by your side while you fought through it. Get comfortable, because you'll have to do it again, wives and spouses and girlfriends, when they go to promote and they hide out, and you're a single mom or a single woman because they're hiding out studying for 14 hours. Just remember this moment when you were so proud of them entering, and remember that it's a continued commitment that they have to make to our city and to our community. So congratulations, Class 130.
Firefighter Taylor, will you please lead our newest firefighters, in the Class 130 and Training Division's motto, and then dismiss the group?